California, California, dreaming on such a winter's day. Stopped into a church, do. I passed along the way. They didn't wear any mask, didn't wear any mask, because God would protect them. God would protect them. But now they're lifting stay-at-home orders on a winter's day. No more boneless wings. No more boneless wings. I've had enough today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Welcome to Monday, ladies and gentlemen. We have made it through the weekend. Those who aren't with us anymore, thanks for being part of the ride. Thanks for being part of the journey, you know. It happens. Circle of life, kumbaya. It happens, ladies and gentlemen. California dreaming on such a winter's day, coming at you live on a Monday. Not live at all. Just fun to say. By the way, might eat some hay. Feels good, ladies and gentlemen. Feels good to be back. Be back on a Monday. Listen, the podcast, there's a couple things three things you can always rely on. Taxes, the government lying, and a podcast is dropping on Monday. Okay? Okay? Just always be ready for it, because we're coming in hot on a Monday. Always coming in hot, baby. That's what we do. Giggity, you know? Hot bars. Hot bars on a Monday. This is what you call when you're just wasting time. You're just saying a bunch of cliche things because you haven't gotten into it yet. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. 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 We're past the intro. We're past it. We got to get in some substance before people tune out. I love that song, though. California Dreamin'. That was one of those songs when I was a kid. I would just listen to it and I would act things out. When he'd be like, well, I fell onto my knees, down on my knees. I dropped on the ground when I was a little kid. Always. Your boy was there for the theatrics. Always going to take it too far. Your boy likes that zest, likes that drama. Not in his life anymore. Listen, a younger Evan, he would love to get knee deep in some drama. Maybe even waist deep in some drama. Good old fashioned relationship fight just to know that people care about you. Why the fuck not? That's what you do when you're young. When you're Hispanic and you're young. You need that passion. You just think fighting is how you show you love each other, you know? A little bit of jealousy. Now I know she cares, you know? Is it good for the longevity of a relationship? Not at all. But it's a phase, you know? It's funny because I was going through old stuff on Facebook this morning. Just going through. Sometimes you go through things, you like delete it. You're like, this is weird. But that and Facebook memories, they will show you how much of a dum-dum you really were growing up. You start seeing shit from like 10 years ago, and you're like, oh, wow, I am no better than the kids on TikTok, okay? You're like, you're no different. And sometimes I think that's like the hidden benefit of having Facebook memories, is it for it to come back and haunt you 10 years later and to make you be like, oh, yeah, I was kind of a piece of shit. Just the stuff I would post. Just the things I would say. Definitely not politically correct to today's standard, but I've matured. But that's what life's all about, baby. Okay? We're not the same people. We weren't the same people we were 10 years ago. You know? Look at this scruff. Look at this scruff I got going on. This Wolverine-ish scruff. I'm just pandering to the X-Men movie series. Would love to play Wolverine. Why not? Anyway, the wheels have come off this thing. But always been about them theatrics. It is true. When I was younger in relationships, dude, I think listen, everybody you meet in your life, there's a lesson there, and there's things are good. You know, I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. That's how I lived my life when I was younger. All right. I love that passion, that friction. And then listen, not healthy at all. Okay, listen, your boy wasn't perfect. But I don't know what it was, but I just got myself into some relationships that love that fiery anger. Never felt good after having a fight or, being involved in them, but for some reason they would just occur. And I don't know if it was my selection choices or if it was just something I was dealing with, something I was going through. I was attracted to that. And that's what I think, I have some friends that, because your boy is an old weathered man at 33, engaged in a healthy relationship. And sometimes people come to me for the stoic advice. And what I really see across the board with the relationships is you attract and you get someone that you allow in your life. Like at the end of the day, whoever you end up with, whoever you're with, you could take your whole relationship itinerary, your whole history, your track record, break down every single one of those people that you were with or the person you're with currently. The way that they are is a direct relation to how you let people treat you and what kind of standards you hold for yourself. What red flags are you going to ignore? And it's usually just something you need to change with yourself for being attracted to those kind of people. I got friends who are attracted to crazy bitches, okay? And I say bitches with all due respect. But they're attracted to them, and always ones that treat them bad. And, I'm not talking about anyone in particular. I have multiple friends that are like this. And it always comes down to, bro, you need to fix whatever it is inside of you that makes you attracted to these home wreckers, okay? Same thing for girls. I know girls who only would go after guys that treated them like shit. Circle of life, baby. That's just what happens. People be accepting. It all comes down to what you accept in your life, baby. But we weren't even planning on talking about that. I don't even know how we got on that. I think we talked about theatrics. I saw this morning that California lifted its stay-at-home orders. Or is supposed to today. I don't even know what that really means, to be honest with you, that it's lifting the stay-at-home orders. Like, is everything opening back up, or are you just saying there's no more curfew? I should have researched this. California lifts stay-at-home orders. Light at the end of the tunnel. What? Like, where is this all of a sudden? It feels like it's all happening too fast. California is lifting stay-at-home orders for all regions in the state, including Southern California, the Bay Area, and the San Joaquin Valley. Okay. Is it? I thought we were all dying. Okay. The lifting of regional closures is welcome relief to restaurants that can resume outdoor dining and businesses such as gyms, hair, and nail salons that can now reopen with modifications. But county and local officials can still maintain closures and other restrictions, as several are likely to do so. California, or Los Angeles in particular, remains in a tough spot despite a drop in new cases. Oh, okay, so California announced its regional stay-at-home order in early December. And that was it, where they closed the restaurants and all of that. California has emerged as the new epicenter for the COVID-19 pandemic. I mean, at least we're winning at something. Listen, as someone who is planning on moving to Texas, listen, your boy's gone. I'm a homegrown Californian, all right? And I've never had this thing, and this is what it is I see so much about people talking shit about California. And I know I've talked about this before, but I see so much, and I'm like, dude, how do y'all turn your back on California? You jealous? Are you flyover states? You jealous? You jealous of what we got, what we've been rocking with? We've been the hot girl at the dance for years now, okay? Y'all come to us. Y'all want to be inside us to try to chase your dreams. Big Hollywood, city of dreams. Y'all fucked it up. That's what it is. Listen, Los Angeles got fucked up because a lot of delusional people moved here to be a star because they were like the hot chick in their high school class in Arkansas. And then they were like, I'm going to go there and I'm going to be famous. and then shit just got weird. That's why I've never really liked Los Angeles. It really is. A big problem is that we're overpopulated. It wasn't Californians that ruined California. It is a lot of people coming in from other places. And welcome. We were open arms to it. We're a melting pot here in California way. And it just got out of control. Okay, a lot of people. You go to Los Angeles, a lot of delusional people, a lot of mental illness disguised as aspirations to be an actor, comedian, just a creative. It's a lot of delusion. And listen, your boy's in that world. Am I a little delusional? Probably. I have a podcast called 7 Minutes in Evan. But the truth is, I really like the Ventura comedy scene. I really do. I love this place. I love the people in it. I love the hosts. I love the people who put on shows. Great people. I've only met good people. There's a couple screwballs, but I've only met good people in the comedy scene here. And I think a big reason is a lot of people here really enjoy comedy. They enjoy the art form. They enjoy actually the process of it, which is what I love. And when I went to Los Angeles, I've met a couple cool comedians there. And a few have moved to Austin, so I'm excited about that. But I met a lot of people that didn't really care about it. They liked the art form. And listen, it doesn't take a lot over time and dedication to learn how to string some jokes together. It's just a technique. It's just a formula. And then the rest of it is how much time you dedicate to getting better at writing and willing to grind, as the kids say. Hashtag barista bars on that grind, baby. But when you go to LA, there is a lot of people that are just channeling comedy. They're trying to do stand-up just to be famous. Comedy's the vehicle. Maybe they went to LA because they want to be famous and they want to be an actor or an actress. And then all of a sudden, stand-up comedy was a way to get exposure, be able to say you're a comedic actor. And then it just turns into a fucking cool kid party. That's what LA was. That was the vibes when I first started driving down to LA to do mics and try to do spots and everything like that, is I noticed that there was so much cool kids vibe. The cool kids in high school. And I was like, God, I fucking hated this. I never was part of that group of, I want to be cool in high school. The fucking losers. You're fucking losers. And it's funny, as it's the tale as old as time. A lot of the people that were cool in high school, fucking losers. You peaked, baby. You peaked. It's over. Wrap it up. Go home. But in LA, there was a lot of vibes of that, where it just didn't rub me well. Because I was like, man, these people, I don't know. It's gross. I'm someone, and this is probably one of my pitfalls, is that I'm an empath, and this is the most LA thing to say, but I really have a hard time ignoring people's vibes. Where I can pick up on weirdness. I can pick up on when a homeless person or someone is just about to do something weird. I'll just be walking or talking, I'm like, this person's gonna lash out in a couple seconds. Bam. Ah! Pull a knife out, start killing people. Happened here in Ventura a few years back. I wasn't there. But yeah, I think that's what it led to, because there's an underbelly of LA that you don't, maybe if you're not in LA and you don't know LA, that people don't really talk about, and it doesn't get as much exposure. Obviously, there's a shit ton of homeless people, but a lot of those homeless people came out there to try to be famous, got involved in drugs. There's a lot of people who are on the border. There's a lot of weird underbelly shit going on, and it's mental illness disguised as that LA life, networking, and all this stuff. And it's a weird world. I don't want to get too deep into it. We're already so deep. Giggity. But yeah, that's why, when people start talking about California, and California is big, okay? It's pretty big. Not as big as Texas, because almost the same amount of population. Not as big as Texas. I want to say it's half the size of Texas with almost just as many people. Just crazy. But there's tons of people all over California. And it's you hear that. I hear people say things about California where I'm like, Man, it's not like that at all. It's like you're just watching the news. But we do have a lot of gluten-free options, which I like. I partake in. A lot of healthy, organic options. So a lot of the stuff, a lot of the hate that California gets is real. But yeah. But I think overall it just gets a bad rap. Bad rap, ladies and gentlemen. But dude, I had a dream last night. Speaking of stand-up, it really made me be like, I got to start going over my notes. I had a dream, and I don't know if it's because moving to Texas, and I know that there's already shows up and everything, but I had this dream. I was outside of a venue, and there's times when shows are booked and everything, and you arrive to the venue. You're around other comedians on the show. You're all catching up, talking. It's a great time. One of the best things about stand-up comedy is before the show, after the show, just standing around in a circle, talking with comedians. It literally is the funniest person in every group of friends forming a super group. It's like the Avengers. It's what it feels like when you're in a circle of funny comedians talking. It's just high caliber funniness. And I had this dream. I'm at the venue, and it's right before the show. And for some reason, all of a sudden they go, Evan, you ready to go up? And I'm like, what? Like, for some reason, I didn't realize I was going on stage. I look down, I have my notes, but I can't even read the words. Like, I can't see what my set list is, because a lot of times when I have a show, if I'm going to do a particular set, I like to write down a piece of paper just to look at and then put it back in my pocket. Not while I'm on stage. I'll just look at it in the order of jokes to try to get my brain grooves in that sense. And I'm like, huh? And I look down, I can't even read it. It's all blurry. You know how dreams fuck with you? And they're like, yeah, you're going up now. Packed room, probably like 90 people in there. And they put me on stage. And I go up. And then I remember I'm just trying to buy time because I don't know what the fuck my set is. And I'm like, hey, how you guys doing? Blah, blah, blah. And what's fucked up is I'm able to say the first line of every joke that I have. I'm able just to set things up, get a chuckle, and then I can't follow through. And then I just keep standing there. And it's the worst bombing ever. And check this out. This is what fucks up the dream, is I keep somehow ending up off stage, and they keep making me go over the process of, hey, you're going up next. Like, it's just a repeating dream of, hey, you're up next. Are you ready? Yeah. And then I can't even think of my set. And I'm trying to think of jokes, and I'm trying to think of this, but there's so much like just rust on my set list that I'm like, fuck, I can't think of any of that. I just vaguely know the jokes. And I keep having to go up, open, say a joke, like a setup to a joke, get a little giggle, and then I can't do anything. I'm like, fuck, and I'm standing there, and people are like, this is like, I keep bombing, and then I keep repeating the process. And like, as I'm bombing, all of a sudden, boop, I'm back in the circle before going on stage. Evan, you're up next. Look down at my notes, repeating. Destroyed me. I woke up and I was like, I have to start going over all my notes. I can never, even though that was a dream, I can never let that happen again. It was too much for your boy. I did see also California has its own COVID strain. Listen, this is what is crazy. And this is another fact. Before I get into that, I just learned this. That if you get the COVID vaccine, it's not that you're no longer able to spread COVID. It's just that you're not going to have as crazy symptoms as you would if you got the full infection. So you're just as infectious with the COVID vaccine than you are without the COVID vaccine. And I don't think a lot of people know that. If it's just me, hey, I'm an idiot. But I feel like not a lot of people know that. I guess that's been a big problem with people going out and going to the gym and doing things, thinking that they're immune from spreading it because they got the vaccine. Not the case. But apparently California has its own strain now. And it probably has avocado in it. Just stole the joke for myself from my own social media. Hacky, Evan. That's what's weird, is there's like this UK strain, there's the California strain, there's all this stuff going on. And I don't see this ending soon. Like, I don't know when we actually just go back to complete normalcy. Like, I think we're going to be wearing masks for a couple of years. That's my prediction now. Especially with this presidency. Not to get all political, but I feel like we're going to be wearing masks for a few years now. It could be just on public transit, going on planes. And listen, I always love when Japanese people would wear masks when they are sick in public. You'd always see them wearing masks, and I'm like, oh. You find out that they just have a cold or the flu. You're like, damn, that is respectful AF. But I hate when people go to jiu-jitsu, they go to the gym, and they don't give two shits about people because they're just selfish. And I feel like Americans will never adopt that, where it's like you actually care about other people more, which is why I don't think a mask mandate. That's why I think it is going to be dragged out a lot longer. Because here's the thing. A lot of people, this is insider talk, a lot of people want to say the masks don't work because we've been having a mandate. I know way too many fucking people that don't follow any mask mandate. I know some stories that will make your fucking head spin at the stupidity of people making decisions that you can't believe what they do. But I feel like because of these people, this is why everything has been going on so much longer than it should be, or it has, you know. But I think with things changing politically, I think the masks are going to even be around even longer. You know, it's crazy. Have you guys seen the things about I don't even know how it's pronounced. Qanon, whatever Qanon is. Qanon. Anyway, that group. I don't even know how to pronounce that. Qanon pronunciation. How to pronounce QAnon? This life-saving device stopped. This is terrible. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but we're gonna get to the bottom of this.
Far-right conspiracy theory. How do you go about pronouncing this name?
QAnon. A 37-second video just to say QAnon. People be doing anything to get them that time limit in. I was seeing things about how these people say that Trump let them down now. QAnon and, I don't know, all these weird groups, the people that stormed the Capitol. This is what all of this is. Like, they're saying Trump let them down and all this stuff. Dude, you guys let yourself down. This is such a weird time and a weird thing when you have a millionaire. I don't even know if he's a billionaire. You have a millionaire who is making a bunch of very poor people think that he's their leader. He's the savior. And you know what it is? People desperately want a purpose, and they want to feel part of something, which is why you see so many people getting involved in protests and siding so strong with politics, because they're finally part of something. They have meaning. They have fulfillment. And I think all of this stuff going on during this pandemic is the result of people not having a purpose or living a life that has fulfillment for them. And it's because we've cultivated a society that has pushed like a 9-to-5 cubicle lifestyle. It's artificial. Like, this isn't natural for people to work in cubicles and to do all this shit that a lot of people have to do. It's like numbing work to do shit that doesn't give you fulfillment. And I think when you get so detached from anything that gives you passion or goals, when you finally get a sniff of something that you feel like you can be part of and you have a meaning, it's intoxicating. It literally, like, that's the base of all gangs, all cults, all teams, all fans. everything comes down to just inclusion, which is crazy. Like, that's why gangs and cults and all this stuff, they prey on like weak minds. And I think it isn't even weak minds for the sense that they're weak. Anybody in this world can be weak, okay? It's just some people are given an opportunity to strengthen their mind, to strengthen their life, to do things that are fulfilling. And some people just get a bad hand and they end up down a rabbit hole that, leads them to this place where they're vulnerable for this kind of stuff. Which is why I think it's so important for people to do stuff that makes them happy. Do stuff that gives them fulfillment. You want to fucking chop wood and build a fucking log cabin in the woods, and that makes you happy living off the land? Fucking do it, okay? You want to whittle lightsabers and sell them on Etsy? Fucking do it. You want to raise rabbits in North Dakota? Don't know if rabbits do well there. Fucking do it, okay? You want to make balloon animals? You can do that too, baby. But listen, I think when you're doing something that gives you purpose and fulfillment within your own life, you have an anchor and you're based around something that's solid, a real foundation of knowing who you are and what gives you fulfillment. And I think when you have that kind of thing, I think it stops you from being so vulnerable to anything that can come away or come around and like manipulate your thoughts or emotions. That's like the whole silence is violence, all this guilt stuff you see on social media, the virtue signaling, all that shit. That's from weak-minded people that either want you to be part of their group because it makes them feel like they're actually part of a cause. If they're able to virtue signal and get people to join it, it gives them fulfillment. But it's all, I don't know, a lot of it is bullshit. And that might be controversial. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It's fucking Monday, and we go hard on Mondays and Wednesdays, okay? We don't let off the gas ever. No retreat, no surrender. Yeah, that's why I don't look at a lot of people. There are shit people out there. There's people who manipulate situations for their own gain, and I think they're evil people. They're people who have a choice to be noble and to have morals, and then there's people who just want to incite violence, incite hate for their own personal gain. You see this a lot with the news. You see that with political leaders and everything like that. But you ever seen that video? I think I've talked about it before. Of the crows who are inciting a fight with cats, and they hop around and they get them all agitated and they force the cats to fight, and then they're like, rah, rah, like the crows hopping around laughing at it. I don't know if they're laughing at it. That's what it looks like to me. But that's what like political parties do, and these activists that try to get people riled up for their own personal gain. And I think it's bad. Obviously, it's real bad. Which is why I think it's important. Like a lot of these people who are falling for this, I already forgot the name, Qanon. A lot of these people, I think they just feel disenfranchised. I don't know if they're really hated or they have hate in their heart. I'm sure there's some. Listen, I'm sure there's some people on all sides that just have hate inside of them. But I think there's a lot of them that don't. I think they're just looking for a purpose, and they've been disenfranchised. And the fact that people can never say, hey, it's all right, you made a mistake. Let's try to fix this all together. No one's trying to put everything back together. Everybody's still trying to divide and call people Trump supporters, call people Biden supporters, these liberals and fucking Parler and all this weird shit. I think it's a byproduct of people not being happy, and they're spewing out their resentment on social media. That's just what I think, ladies and gentlemen. But listen, the weather's weird right now. It's a winter day in California, all stormy. I took my dog for a little walk. She was pissed at me because she was like, oh, really? I'm only getting like 5 to 10 minutes. She doesn't know how lucky she has it, okay? That dog was found in a trash can before I picked her up from the pound. Now she lives in a luxurious, she has a Tempur-Pedic bed, okay? A Tempur-Pedic bed. Great neck support on that thing. Lumbar, thoracic. I let her sleep on the couch. She doesn't know how good she has it. I'm going to take her down to like the Casodios in Puerto Rico and show her what other dogs have to live life. You know, fucking hunt iguanas for their fucking food. Spoiled little rotten dog. But ladies and gentlemen, I love you guys. If you haven't liked, comment, subscribe, feel free to do so if you enjoyed the show. If not, fuck it. Don't ever listen to me again. I'm gone. You know? And remember, no matter what, I still love you.